I've spent a lot of time trying the deep research functionality of ChatGPT lately, and I try to really apply it, find the best prompts for my work as a content creator. I found out that the feature really excels at speeding up my research time, at basically doing the job, doing the heavy lifting for me with all sorts of research tasks. So in this video, I want to introduce you to ChatGPT's deep research functionality if you don't already know it. But most importantly, I want to share with you 4 prompts that are gold for content creators like me that will help you better refine and understand your target audience, create higher quality content in terms of the technical quality, create faster and better content, but also make data-driven decisions when it comes to creating content. So if you want to discover these prompts and see how I use ChatGPT's deep research for my job as content creator, stick around. Hey, what's up everyone? RonDi here. Welcome back to our AI channel. We continue exploring the depth of ChatGPT. Today we talk about deep research, which is a feature that was rolled out about 2 months ago. It was initially only for ChatGPT Pro users, but the good news is that today it is available to everyone in different measures, right? So we're going to talk about this, but let's take it step by step and start at the beginning. Well, deep research is a functionality in OpenAI. It's an improved version of their reasoning model that allows you to run tasks on your behalf. So if we take a look at OpenAI's official blog post introducing deep research on February the 2nd, to be very precise, we learn, and I'm going to zoom in here, that deep research is a new agentic capability that conducts multi-step research on the internet for complex tasks. It accomplishes in tens of minutes what would take a human many hours. All right, so in simple language, it's an AI agent that can search the web for you, find relevant sources related to your prompt, read and process the information, and then write a nice report to you with kind of the conclusion of the research. It accomplishes in minutes what would take you hours of work. Kind of like a super smart and fast assistant that would do the research job for you. Okay, so that's what it is and what it does, but who actually has access to deep research? So to answer that question, I once again visited OpenAI's X account and I found this tweet on April the 24th. So not so long ago, actually like 2 weeks from today when I'm shooting this video. And the tweet goes like this: all Plus, Team, and Pro users now have expanded usage of deep research. Enterprise and Edu users will get access the following week and will have the same usage level as Team users. The lightweight version of deep research is starting to roll out today to all free users. Okay, so let's decrypt this tweet right here from OpenAI with this simple slide right here. So basically, everybody now has access to deep research, to the functionality. Remember, when it launched at the very beginning, it was a pro-only feature, so only the people paying the $200 a month. But today, it's rolled out to all of their plans. What you need to understand is that the level of access you have to the tool will depend on the plan you're on with ChatGPT. If you paid attention, there is a mention of a lightweight version of the tool of deep research in that tweet. That is because OpenAI, in order to make it available to everyone, needed to come up with a less resource-intensive way of prompting deep research. And let's try to understand what they mean by this lightweight model with this simple slide right here. Who can use deep research? Well, everyone, starting from 2 weeks ago, because now they have come up with a strategy to give access to the tool to every user, even the free users. This is what you get. As a pro user, so the $200 a month, you get 250 views per month, right? And half of these uses will be with the full model, so the most capable model. And then the other half, 125 other prompts with deep research, will be with the lightweight model. We'll see in a second the difference between the full and lightweight. But just know that pro users get 250 uses per month. Plus, Teams, Edu, and Enterprise users will get 25 use per month, 10 using the full model and 15 using the lightweight model, while free users only get 5 uses per month of deep research, and all with the lightweight model. All right, so lightweight model, full model, it's a bit confusing. I have done my research and tried to understand what model they refer to when they speak about the full model. And my best bet would be that it is the O3 reasoning model. So O3 is currently ChatGPT's best or most performing model. So when they talk about the full model, it is access to this one. So ChatGPT O3 model. It might be O4 mini high, I'm not sure, but I would say it is the O3 model. What I do know for sure, because it has been clearly stated in OpenAI's communication, is that the lightweight model is actually the O4 mini model. This next slide right here and this chart compares the accuracy of the different models of OpenAI. And we can see is the deep research, the full model, which has the highest accuracy, and then the deep research lightweight model that is slightly below the full model, but still very good. We can see here for comparison, we have the O3 model with Python and browsing ranking very high as well. So we have good reasons to believe that this deep research full model is actually a version of the O3 model. All right, so I realize this is getting a little bit too technical, a little bit too nerdy, and I just don't want to bore you with this. So let's jump into the crunchy bit of this tutorial. I want to show you 4 prompts that I have been using recently with deep research that literally saved me hours of work and made me create better content. So let's go ahead and discover the first one. I have been shooting 95% of my content with this little microphone right here, this lavalier microphone, which I believe cost me around $70. And I feel like it's time I upgrade my audio, my system right here, because I want to have this big, like, hey guys, kind of voice, right? I want to have a rounder, more podcasty kind of voice in my videos. I see a lot of YouTubers and Canva experts having these very good audio setups, and it really makes a difference in their content. So my first prompt for deep research was to help me come up with a product research, a market comparison or market research to really understand, okay, what is the ideal microphone for me, for my job? Okay, so I came to ChatGPT and pasted this prompt right here. I'm looking for the perfect microphone for creating YouTube tutorials and online courses. I own a MacBook Pro M1 and would rather avoid the XLR input. So that's a special type of plug. I don't want that. I am open to both arm-mounted mics and ones with a stand standing on my desk. I want something that gives great sound quality and that is easy to set up. My budget is mid-range to slightly premium, 150 to 400 euros. And I'd like suggestions on specific brands and models that are accessible in Europe, because I live in Spain. And then I ask, please explain why each recommended mic suits my requirements. Include images of the items and format it in an easy to read table. Okay, so that is my prompt. In order to trigger the deep research functionality, you will need to click on that deep research button. And you see when I hover over the button, it says I have 16 available deep research until May the 10th. Okay, so this is when it will reset. I'm going to click on that button and run the prompt. Usually what will happen is that ChatGPT is going to follow up with a few questions. Okay, so here, thanks, just a couple of quick follow-ups to make sure I get your best recommendation. Do you prefer a condenser or dynamic microphone, or are you open to either? Me, honestly, I don't know the difference between condenser or dynamic, so I would say, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure. So that's for first question. Second, will you be recording in a treated, quiet and sound dampened room, or more a typical home environment? So I just say home studio, not particularly sound treated. My room is not sound treated. I have a few like sound absorbing panels right there, but they are not doing a great job. And then question number 3, do you need the mic to be portable, or will it stay in a fixed setup? Mostly in a fixed setup. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'm gonna run this. Once I have have the info. I'll put together the top USB mics that match your needs with solid availability in Europe. Okay, I would like to have, please focus on USB Type-C connectors, not USB-A. Okay, I want the smaller USB connector. And I don't know exactly just how long ChatGPT will need to complete this research. What I know is that something's happening here. I've learned on OpenAI website and on different YouTube videos I've watched about the topic that your research could last between 5 and 30 minutes. So now I believe we are already 5 minutes in. It took a while to just start researching because it was placed in a queue. So if you want to actually see what's going on, what kind of reasoning ChatGPT is using here, you can click on that box right here where you see the progress bar. Okay, so this will open this window right here on the right. And here you can follow the chain of thought reasoning. You can see, okay, it started like this: best USB-C microphone for YouTube tutorials and online courses. So you see what ChatGPT is doing. I'm checking microphone models with USB-C connectivity, considering the Shure MV7, Rode NT-USB Plus, Audio Technica, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically thinking, okay, I could do this, I could consider that. And then it starts referring to sources. So it went to Shure.com, the website that sells these microphones. I'm weighing the MV7 and the MV7 Plus, considering the potential USB-C feature and its price in Europe. It's worth noting that the MV7 Plus might be a bit over 400 euros, $400. Yeah, my price was in euros. So it's reading, it's comparing, it's accessing sources. You see there's another source, soundguys.com. I'm checking the article for mentions of the AT 2020, etc., etc. So it's kind of like running around free on the internet, pursuing my task for me, while I could very well be sleeping. Well, I'm shooting this tutorial, but I could be doing something else. You get the point. So the beauty of this as well is that you don't need to keep watching at it. You will receive a notification or you will come back to this window and see the result once it's ready. What I could do in the meantime is to launch another research. Okay, so I could just use another tab, another ChatGPT tab, and start a new search from here. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so the next prompt I want to use is that if you want to create good content, you need to have a deep understanding of who is consuming your content. That is the base. It's called understanding your target audience, and you will need to go through research and then probably creating a user persona, okay, or customer persona, defining that target audience. What are their typical pain points? What things are they struggling with? Who are they? Like demographic profile, psychographic profile, what kind of other content do they consume, etc., etc. So I have come up with this prompt: research the target audience of my AI education content. So it's my non-Canva content, the content that I focus on AI, aimed at non-technical people. Look through publicly available data on the internet and real forums like Reddit to find the exact words they use when talking about their struggles with learning AI, particularly ChatGPT, Canva AI, and generative AI, and what results they are hoping for, whether they are learning through free tutorials or paid courses. Present the results in a nicely formatting table. All right, so a few things I want to say about this prompt right here. I've seen in other YouTube videos people mentioning like go online and go on social media, go to Facebook groups, YouTube comments, read all of that and come back to me with the report. There's one thing you need to understand is that ChatGPT currently doesn't have access to all of these platforms. But one thing it can access is Reddit, okay? So whenever you ask it for social media content scrolling or scrapping, it's gonna go to Reddit. So don't waste your time, don't waste your characters in your prompt. It doesn't help to ask it to go and scroll Facebook to find information for you because it cannot access the platform. So that was my prompt, and ChatGPT came back to me with some follow-up questions right here. Number one, are you targeting specific professions like marketers, small business owners, or educators? Number two, are you focused on particular type of AI like generative AI like ChatGPT, or AI for automation or data analysis? And number three, do you want feedback from global sources or specific region languages? I provided ChatGPT the answers to these 3 questions, and then it came back to me after 18 minutes, 24 sources that were analyzed, and 369 web searches, okay, with this report right here. So I skipped ahead in the video because I wanted to show you pain points and aspirations of non-technical learners of generative AI, okay? Real user insights on learning generative AI tools. So I want to show you the results. So this table right here, experiences of non-technical users with AI tools. So we see audience type, non-technical entrepreneurs, okay? Because remember, it asked me as a follow-up question, what kind of profession? Well, here, a non-technical entrepreneur was one of the professions. The source, Reddit, it gave me the subreddit as well. So that's the subreddit OpenAI/OpenAI, which is interesting. It gave me an exact user quote, okay? I'm not a tech person. I can't code yet, but I know here I can scroll to the right. So you see this table goes on to the right quite deep with all of these columns right here. So not a tech person, can code, but I know my industry and I know that AI could be tremendous, but people are extremely not tech savvy in my industry. So here I have the interpreted pain point, lacks technical skills, find tech overwhelming in the business context. The desired outcome, harness AI's potential in business without coding, make it accessible for non-tech staff. Preferred learning format, this was not explicitly mentioned on that subreddit thread, but likely seeks no-code tools or simple guides. So that's just one of the sources right here from this specific subreddit. I have a multitude of other insights like this one, about 10 to 12. Let's take another one, this educator right here, enhancing teaching and learning with AI on the subreddit Ask Education. So the quote, as a teacher, I use ChatGPT and know it is often wrong, but AI isn't evil. It's a tool at the end of the day. And just like any tool, it can be used to help and you see it continues. So I don't have the full quote. It's been limited to like a certain amount of character, but I do have the source right here. So I could, if I click here, I will jump straight to the actual subreddit. Is my teacher using ChatGPT to make her answer key? Okay, so there is somewhere in this thread the quote that I have been reading. Okay, so here it is. I just searched for AI isn't evil in that thread and I found it right here. So yes, your teacher used AI to help make the quiz and answer key. Sometimes a question on the okay, so make the question. AI isn't evil, it is a tool, and just like any tool, it can be used to help or harm. So I have the exact quote right here. And you see here my microphone search is still going on. Okay, 49 sources strong. And here is my target audience research for my AI audience. So yeah, this is pretty useful. These 10 to 12 kind of pain points, interpreted pain points, so lacks technical skills, find tech overwhelming, routine task felt slow or bland without AI, needed a boost in workflow, ChatGPT's limitations integrating with business tools, uncertainty about how to apply AI in marketing daily work, concern over AI inaccuracies and ethical use in the classroom. So all of these are really, really useful for someone like me trying to create content that solves the pain points of these non-technical AI users. Okay, so I found this research very useful. I could follow up, once you have this, you could follow up by, okay, so now suggest like some content pillars that I could create out of these pain points that you have highlighted. So you can really go deeper and continue prompting in the same conversation in order to come up with a really good content strategy that would resonate with your target audience. All right, let's keep moving, guys. We've seen how to find better gear to produce higher quality content, and we've learned a ton about our target audience. We now have a nice content strategy with a bunch of ideas of what would speak to the people we're trying to reach. Now let's see how we can create that content faster. I'm actually going to be using something very meta because I'm going to show you the prompt that I used in order to prepare this specific tutorial that I'm delivering to you right now. All right, the prompt is the following. I'm trying to put together a 12-minute tutorial, think I'm going to be way over this. For my AI with RonDi channel, the tutorial is about OpenAI Deep Research tool for content creators. I want to give my viewers a breakdown of what it is and what it can do for them. Here is a screenshot of what I have so far, plus 2 links with additional content about this specific feature. Help me create the structure for this tutorial and give me a powerful hook to start the video. And then I pasted 2 links, one to the blog post of OpenAI introducing deep research, and the second one to the video by OpenAI when they launched the feature. So that's the live stream they did on YouTube. Okay, so the screenshot that I uploaded is this one, because typically I always prepare my tutorials in a Canva whiteboard. So you see, I have pasted the YouTube video, the blog article, and started like kind of mapping out the different sections, the different chapters of this tutorial. Okay, so who can use deep research, why OpenAI built deep research, how to use deep research, practical use cases, shopping for products, writing reports, so I had some ideas. Let's watch it work and then end up with some of the limitations. So that is the prompt in its totality. I really like that you can add media, just like any other ChatGPT prompt. You can always use the little plus button right here to add some content. Could be a photo, could be a spreadsheet. Here I uploaded this screenshot. Okay, the research is already done. Okay, so I had a few follow-up questions. Could you share a bit about your audience on the AI with RonDi channel, for example? Are they beginner or intermediate content creators, etc.? So I gave the answer. The model thought for 4 minutes. So this one was a quick one, 16 sources, 16 searches, and I got this. So this nice report, Deep Research for Content Creators. Okay, so that is the title of the tutorial, 12-minute tutorial outline. So it gives me a step-by-step structure, I would say, for creating my tutorial. Hook, why deep research matters for creators. Then we have what is deep research, brief intro and why it's useful. So that's kind of what we did at the beginning of this video. Then 2 to 4 minute mark, demo 1, finding a solid source for YouTube script, etc., etc. So it gave me some different examples. I preferred to have like very tailored examples based on stuff that I used as a content creator in my everyday work. But it gave me a very detailed outline. I'm going to be honest, I picked up some good things from that I included in my tutorials. So that's another way to use deep research to help you deliver your content in a faster and better way, in a smarter way, more articulated way. All right, there is one last prompt. This one is probably the best one, at least the most useful one in my case. And this one includes data analysis. But before we jump into this last example, I want to come back to my microphone research right here because it is ready after 19 minutes. So there you go, best USB-C microphones for YouTube tutorials and online courses. Okay, so I have the top 3 pick right here that I will find below. Top 3 recommendation. The Shure MV7 or MV7 Plus, a broadcast-style dynamic mic with both USB, USB-C cable included, and XLR outputs. Delivers warm professional vocals and isolates your voice from background noise, which is great for the untreated rooms. Okay, so that's actually one of the mics I had in mind. We can see a photo of this mic right here. I believe this is the Shure MV7. There is an MV7 Plus version of this mic with the LED lights around it and a few other functionalities, but it's mentioned here, or MV7 Plus. So when I actually scroll to my table right here, and I scroll, I can, similar to my other table, kind of scroll to the right. So I have different columns. First one is the microphone name and model. Okay, I have a product image like I asked for, which is cool. I have the mount type. I have the microphone type. USB-C support, yes. Okay, the sound quality and ease of setup, and the price, approximate price in euros. So that's pretty cool. Purchase link, I have the name of the retailer right here. I can see that I can copy this entire table if I wanted to. I can also export that, I believe, right here. See, I can click here and see the entire thing right here. So you see, this is a very complete research. I like that ChatGPT didn't give me just one answer and say, this is the one. Like, it gave me the choice and it gave me enough information to compare for for myself. So I would say this is a 10 out of 10, completely did the job. All right, let's jump into the fourth and last prompt I wanted to share with you today. This one has to do with analyzing data and really leveraging that data to make good decisions. And in our case right now, decisions that will help me improve my courses, okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the backup of my Udemy account, and I am in the review section of this back end. Okay, this is where I can read all of the reviews and ratings I have ever received on Udemy. And I believe this is more than 17,000 reviews and ratings that I have received. So what I want to show you here is that I can export all of that data into a CSV file. That's exactly what I did. I have exported this data and I came back to ChatGPT and wrote this prompt right here. Below is a spreadsheet with every student review from all my Udemy courses. Analyze the data in this spreadsheet. The sheet has these columns: 1, course name, student name, rating, should be a number from 1 to 5, and then a comment. Focus on rating below 4 stars and identify students' pain points, frustrations, disappointments, and shortcomings with the courses. So I really want ChatGPT to focus on the negative here. Okay, so any rating below 4 stars, because on Udemy, 4-star rating is not even good because my average is 462 or 460 something. So a 4-star rating actually makes my average drop. So anything below 4 stars for me is not good. Okay, so I want ChatGPT to focus on these. I want to understand what they complain about, how I could improve their learning experience, and what is stopping them from giving me a 5-star review. Okay, so that is really what I want to understand, so I could improve my courses, the way I create them, the way I deliver them based on these recommendations. And I want you to present your conclusion in a clear report highlighting the main pains, which course they refer to, it's important for me which courses we are talking about, and some action points to prevent these pain points in future courses. Okay, so again, it asked me, okay, so how many courses you have on Udemy? I've got 11 courses on Udemy. Perfect. And then it started. The research was completed in 14 minutes this time. 0 sources were analyzed because I provided the spreadsheet. Remember the CSV file I downloaded from Udemy? So I simply uploaded it via the plus button. So what we see right here is the representation, the visualization of this data. Okay, I blurred this column right here because I don't want you to see people's name. And here right below we can see the report, okay, which is a very complete report, course by course, starting with the Canva master course, which is my most popular course. Okay, so we see common student complaints: excessive filler and slow start. Many students felt that the course spent too much time on introductions, personal stories, or promoting Canva itself, which made it long-winded and sometimes boring. They wanted the instructor to get to the point faster instead of repeating unnecessary conversations. Okay, so that is indeed one of the negative feedback I receive, is that I talk too much. Okay, so I know that, and it's good for me to understand that, so I can improve when I will update this course on that fact and go straight to the point, or more directly to the point. Insufficient hands-on practice. Reviewers noted a lack of practical exercises and too much theoretical talk. They found themselves mostly watching the instructor instead of actively creating, which left them feeling unengaged and less confident in applying the skills. Outdated and repetitive content, pacing issue, lack of depth, resource and navigation, frustration, etc., etc. So this is the conclusion based on the negative reviews. It doesn't mean that every student feels like that. It just means that those who left a negative comment focused on these points. There is also a lot of positive comments, otherwise it wouldn't get a 4.60 something average. But what is particularly useful is the suggestion for improvement right here. So I have 6 bullet points right here with concrete actions I could take: streamline content and remove the fluff, increase hands-on engagement, update and organize the material, balance the pacing, add advanced modules or tips, and provide resources and support. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then we move on to the next course. This is our free course, Canva Essential with RonDi and Diana. And again, I have the common student complaints and some suggestions for improvement. And it went on and did this for all of my Udemy courses. This is invaluable insights for someone like me who spends sometimes months creating these learning experiences and who really am very serious about getting good reviews on Udemy in order to give my courses more visibility, to earn the bestsellers tag or the best rated courses. I really want my students to be happy. The higher your average rating score, the more visibility you'll get on the platform. So this was a gold mine. All right, guys, I think I showed you 4 really valuable prompts, especially if you're a content creator. And feel free to steal these prompts. I want you to try them for yourself. Look, here's an idea. I want you to use these prompts. So I'm going to create 4 comments below these videos, and each comment will have one of these prompts, okay? So get in there, copy them, try them for yourself, see how they work, fill in with your business information. And by all means, if you find other prompts that you've been trying useful, you've got some good results with them, please come back to the video and add them in the comment section as well, so that we can have this long list of prompts right here and start helping each other as content creators. All right. Thank you for watching until the end. If you're still here, you are a legend. You take your AI education seriously. And remember, we have this ChatGPT playlist on the channel with other videos just like this one, teaching you some more tricks you can do with ChatGPT.